Well, not sure if we're live. Yeah, it says that we're live or going live. What I do not like about this software we're currently using is that we need to use it in conjunction with having a Facebook open so we can actually see the questions.
Yeah,
That's
that's true. Yeah.
good. So it says that we're live for 14 seconds already, but you know the drill. Let's just wait.
Cool, so we're live.
Is this the case, Fauzi?
Yeah, we're live. I can see it on Facebook.
Awesome. Use it in conjunction with there we go. So we have our first person on, Kurt. Hope you're well, Kurt.
Fourth.
It's been a long time since
Nice.
we talked. Fourth already. I got 4 people already on, which is great. Cool. So yeah, how have you been, Fauzi?
Doing very well. Past weeks have been a lot of work, as you may know. You probably know about it.
A lot of work.
So it's been a
Yeah.
lot of work. We've been doing a lot of tasks, especially that deal with the Facebook policy change, and this is the occasion today to talk about it.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
yeah, I think we have also had a lot of questions from our community about the Facebook changes. For some reason, it was sudden.
Yeah, a lot of things. I'm not sure if you actually have seen the group post comments. As many of you know, guys, we actually limit the group post because we don't want this to be a support-based forum. But we can actually see that there's a lot of questions coming in on the group itself regarding this policy change, as well as in the support as well. So I guess this is a good time to actually address all those things that are coming and what we are going to do about it. Yeah. So let's see, guys. I'm gonna just mention some names. I can see Steph, also Steph Grant G, joining the live right here. I see Eric. Nice. Thanks for letting me know that you can hear us.
Yeah, Kurt is there. Here, guys.
Awesome stuff. Right, so let's just dig in, I guess. We crafted a little presentation for you guys, and I hope you like it. That's basically it. I think we did a good job on covering all the points that this coming change on the 15th of January, just a day after Fauzi is turning, I think, 27. Am I right?
That's a good, good birthday. Yeah, and good birthday present from Facebook.
So after you had your cake and all that stuff, we actually need to push everything live and all that good stuff. So that's gonna be an interesting birthday.
It's good to spend.
And I'm
good to spend birthday with the clever community.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely. Cool. So so we're talking about that this entire thing. So what we did we actually wanted to do another training video or a live training, if you will. But since the questions that came in were all about asking us about the coming Facebook policy change and how things will change, how that will influence messenger marketing and all that stuff, we decided to postpone the next live training to next week and just get this out of the way and showcase everything what you need to know, because there are actually some things you need to know according to this Facebook policy change. Some things will change accordingly in the software as well, inside Clever Messenger, that is. And it just changes a couple of things on how you are going to do things from that date forward. I guess, Fauzi, it's actually just time to start. and just dive in.
Awesome.
Cool.
So, first slide, you all see it. Facebook policy change, 15 January 2020. What it means for all of us. So we're going to talk about the points that we're going to tackle during this live. So we start with our long-term plan, the Facebook policy changes, what we will do about it, and how we are preparing the platform for it. Why we think this is a good thing, which means the Facebook policy changes. And we're going to talk a little bit about the changes to our roadmap to adapt to the Facebook policy changes. Then we're going to end with the questions and answers session.
Yeah, cool.
So let's get started. That's a good.
Let's panic because bots are dead. Everything is dead. We are all going to die. This is really the most disgusting thing that is happening to messenger marketing. It's really going to suck. This is something that we are actually getting a lot, and guys, it's simply not true. I think it's quite the opposite, and that's something you will find out. I think at the end of this thing, we are going to express a little bit more about our thoughts, why we think this is actually a good thing. But yeah, so guys, all this panicking and all this stuff is not needed.
It's coming, it's coming mostly from a lack of knowledge about how stuff work. So you should also you should not be panicking by the end of this slides. Hopefully. We have been. This has been announced some weeks ago. We have seen a lot of people who were saying this is the end of Messenger, just like Stefan mentioned. Messenger is not going to work anymore for our subscribers. What can we do? This is not valuable anymore, whatever stuff they say. But as mentioned, this is coming from a lack of knowledge about what the policy changes are actually about and what customers can actually do in order to adapt to these changes. So should all be fine. Let's move to the next point, which is our plan for the long term.
Yeah, before you start, the reason why we are actually starting with this and not diving right into the entire Facebook policy changes stuff is because we want you guys to understand something, get on the boat with us in order to understand some of the changes we are going to do and what we are not going to do. And with that said, I think that's enough. It will make sense in just a bit. Take it away, Fauzi.
Awesome, cool. So we're going to talk slightly about our plan for the long term, so that we clear the confusions and what about what you'll be seeing later. So Clever Messenger is a messenger chatbot creation suite and marketing suite. What that means is when we created Clever Messenger, the first idea we had in mind, it will be focused around Messenger and it will be delivering value for your business using the Messenger channel. And that was the plan all along, and this is the plan that we're going to stick with. What that means is we're going to keep improving or keep building new features for Clever Messenger that will enable your business to take maximum profit from the Messenger channel, because this is what it's all about. There is a new channel that has been released few years now, 3 years ago. This channel is very effective. You have high open rates, high click rates. The engagement is very high. So this was what the fuzz all about. There is a new channel to the Messenger. It's very powerful. We have to make businesses take profit out of this channel. So this has been the goal all along, and this will remain the goal for Clever Messenger. So the goal, in short, is improving your business with Messenger as an effective extra marketing channel. But at the same time, we're not limited right there. We are also providing you with direct third-party integrations for combining Messenger with existing channels, with your existing channels. So if you already use SMS or email for your business, or it's a channel which your business already depends on, not only Clever Messenger will allow you to add an extra channel, which is Messenger, but it will also allow you to integrate with the tools that you already love and that you already use, which have a lot of experience behind dealing with SMS or email. So that's that's the idea in short.
Yeah, just to add on top of that, great explanation, by the way, Fauzi. Just to add on top of that is we actually recognize that marketing today is a multi-touch experience, right? So it's not as it was years ago. You send an email and people actually convert. I mean, due to all the spamming and the growing market and the growing email market and just spamming all the crap out of their customers, it actually got killed off very, very hard. I'm not saying email is dead at all. Email does do its wonderful things still, but where it actually is going with all of these new tools, including Messenger, including email, including SMS, is that it is right now a multi-touch experience. So once a person actually interacts with you on Messenger, it doesn't mean that they are going to buy right away your product or service, because they might need to have some time to think about some stuff. And this is where things come actually into place with marketing on Messenger as well. Basically, with Clever Messenger, you are allowed to, due to the integrations, you can actually do some stuff. I'm not sure what's going on. Fuzzy is dropping off. Anyways, yeah. So let me just finish my story right here. Well, in short, we recognize that marketing today is a multi-touch experience, a multi-channel experience. That's why we actually give you those integrations to those third-party tools you already use and love on a daily basis. Yeah. This goes into the next slide. Perhaps you have you have the controls over the slide, buddy, so you need to go over the slide. So what we are going to go over right now is actually show you what we will do with Clever Messenger and what we won't do. And the whole reason why we are doing this is because we really want you to know why we are doing things and why we are not doing things, because this is in line with the future of Clever Messenger as well.
Indeed, yeah. So thanks for the other points right there.
Yeah, sure. I'm having a very laggy. I think I'm dropping off all of the time. So okay, it should be fixed.
Cool. So thanks for the other points, Stefan. Always coming from a marketing perspective, which is always insightful. So with that said, what we will do is, as mentioned earlier, we will keep focusing on getting the most out of the Messenger channel as an extra marketing channel for your business. We will also provide direct integrations that you will combine with Messenger in order to improve your business as well. So as mentioned earlier, not only we will stop with Messenger, but we will provide you with all the tools that you need to actually integrate with the tools that you already love and use on a daily basis. And that way you can synchronize your contacts or subscribers that you fetched from Messenger, and you can spread them across the other channels right from Clever Messenger.
Yeah.
So given both points, we will be a Messenger-based multi-channel platform. What that means is that it's all based from Messenger. You get your subscribers from Messenger. Everything starts from Messenger. And from Messenger, you can distribute your subscribers across multiple channels so that you can take most benefit out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so do you want to add something, Stefan, right here before I move on to the...
Actually very clear. I think the next slides will make it even more clear. So I think we should just move forward with the next slides right here. And the first point right here is probably the best one, or the one point that actually is putting all that emphasis, what we have just said, some extra emphasis on this. What we won't do is that we won't be a jack of all trades and a master of none kind of platform. Again, this is why we do integrate with third-party tools, and we keep adding more and more. So you still enjoy a multi-channel marketing platform with all the tools you already use and love on a daily basis. Yeah, but what we won't do is we will never ever natively integrate with email or SMS. Okay, we do have a lot of cool integrations planned, and we do have the Twilio integration, and we do we are going to integrate with other SMS platforms as well. But the reason behind this is because we are not experts in the field of email and all that stuff that comes with it, like making sure that the delivery rates are high, making sure that open rates are high. The same for SMS, making sure that the delivery rates are high there as well. We are no experts, and we do not have the resource, nor do we have the knowledge to actually integrate email or SMS natively into Clever Messenger. Now, what we do, again, we are going to integrate with all these platforms that do have the knowledge about email or SMS. That's why we already integrate with ActiveCampaign, GetResponse, SendLane, Twilio, and we are going to integrate with all those other cool tools you already use and love. Yeah, because these are the services that are already at the top of their game and are continuously improving, and it really doesn't make sense for us to also dip our toes into email marketing and SMS marketing as a platform kind of in a platform kind of way. So these this allows you basically to get in at the lowest cost, and you will still enjoy the best deliverability in the market as well. Plus, we won't want to make our test red to test out features we have little to no knowledge about. So that's also a plus. That's what you perhaps see with competitors right now. They actually do want to go the omni-channel way of actually being a platform that covers all of these aspects. And we really think this is a bad idea. I mean, I give them the best of luck, but I don't see this turning out into a successful venture for them. Anyways, that's what we want to do. I'm not sure if you want to add something right here, Fauzi.
Yeah, just what you mentioned. It was also under the next point, which is we want to also keep things simple. So keep it simple also for our customers, both in terms of pricing and usage. You are using and paying for Clever Messenger because you want an effective messenger extra channel. If you pay for this, you should see this, and you should see all the development efforts coming into this. Mm-hmm. So there will be no hidden costs or pushing you for extra cases for other channels, just like some competitors do. Because you just think it's just a waste of resources and also waste of your of value for you as well.
Yeah.
All the team resources and everything that is put into development, into marketing and training, support should all go for Messenger at this point.
Exactly. So we are centralizing on Messenger. We are not going to go and give you more entry points. We do give you more points where you can actually distribute your Messenger subscriber over to a email marketing channel or an SMS marketing channel. But we're not going to be another entry point. One thing I do want to mention before I let you in again, Fauzi, I see that the chat and Michael actually is posing an interesting thing. He's saying ManyChat is doing the exact opposite. They start sending emails, SMS, etc. I think the move of sticking to Messenger is a good choice given the dev capacities, and expertise. Yeah, that's actually where we are coming from as well, not solely from this thing, but that's what is happening right now with this their competitor of ours. They do want to take the plunge, and they do think it's a good idea to be a jack of all trades and a master of none, because you can already see this, and I'm not sure if you're a member of their community as well, but you can see that there's a lot of issues already with things they are trying to do. Their SMS stuff is not available for the entire world. It's only US based. The deliverability is really sucky. I mean, 50%, 60% of the SMSs or SMS text messages don't get delivered at all. Then their emails have their branding. I mean, if you are sending out an email for your restaurant, for your company, to a subscriber, do you really want to have another company's branding on top of it? I really think that should not be the case. So there's a lot of things these guys are trying to do. We think is just a very, very bad move for for us. I mean, that's we are actually looking at our competition as well, and we think that is really a bad move, and that's something we really do not want to pursue. And on that note, Fauzi has something to say. I can already see that the slide is open.
Yeah, that's the thing, and I'm not sure if these guys do learn from history, but we for sure do learn from history. So if you were to give concrete examples of why we're doing what we're doing, we can simply take it from the renewable energy boom, which happened in the early 2000s, where every renewable energy company was too excited about it and wanted to have all the or most of the renewable energy sources integrated on their products. So they wanted to be specialized in solar, they wanted to be specialized in hydroelectric, they wanted to be specialized in wind products. But at the end, these companies wanted to have it all, but they lost it all. On the other hand, there were a lot of companies which also specialized in only one thing, whether it's solar energy or wind energy or hydroelectric or thermal. And these guys who actually focused on that one thing, they could do it very well, and they become, after that, master at what they were doing, and they provided high quality products at the end, which led them to be kings of their categories, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, really good. Good thing and interesting.
So this is something that's
up with the thing of king of the category. I think it was in a recent Facebook Live from Russell Brunson, who was actually mentioning this thing. So it actually ties in with this next thing as well. In that live, Russell actually mentioned that ClickFunnels was slowly becoming a jack of all trades, master of none, and that's why they were deprecating other products in their stuff and basically putting the focus back on the core, which in this case is for them ClickFunnels. So this is a common thing. People want way too much. They want to, and I think it's coming from the best of intentions. I really do. They really want to cater on the customer's needs, and we want to do that too. But we have, and I'm actually the type of guy that actually wants to go that route, but there's then Fauzi, which keeps me steady and says like, dude, we should not do this because it means that we need to do this, and this, and we don't have the resources for that. We don't know what we are going to get ourselves into. Let's first be the master we already are and expand on that stuff. And that's what we are currently doing right here.
Yeah, indeed. So we do also believe in experience. We have been one of the first platforms that deal with messenger chatbots since 2016. We have a big experience behind that will allow us to keep improving our products and improving your business results from user messenger in conjunction with Clever Messenger. So because we believe inexperience. We know that we are experienced in Messenger, and we know that there are other platforms which are experienced in SMS and email. They have been running a lot of tests. They have great products. So we simply allow you to connect your channels with these platforms which do very well. So at the end, you will end up with a few platforms which do very well, and you should see this reflected also in your business results. So you will get the best of SMS, the best of email, the best of Messenger. You combine them in your business and you get the best of all, and you will see good results out of that. Now, just like Stefan mentioned earlier, we're not going to reinvent the wheel because we're not experts in email, we're not experts in SMS, we're not experts in other channels other than Messenger. We can get also an example of 99% of car manufacturers which don't make their own wheels, so they make some supercars, but they don't make wheels, which is pretty fascinating. They could have thought, we are big companies, we have a lot of resources. Why don't we just make wheels and sell everything? We sell the car and we sell the wheels as well with the different costs, and we're good to go. But no, that's not how it works. The industry works on cooperation level. So you work with the experts, and you just end up with a product that is good on every aspect.
Definitely.
I think Stefan also added, since Stefan is a big fan of iPhones, there has to be a nice example. So even iPhones, they use parts created on Samsung.
Yeah, so even iPhone actually uses parts created by Samsung, right? And Samsung being one of the major competitors to iPhone with their Android devices, it kind of weirds me out that it's the case. But again, Samsung actually has some really good technology that Apple is more than happy to use in their phones to make their end product better. And that's something we want to do as well. With Clever Messenger, we want to integrate those tools that already have proven that they are the best in what they do, and then we can add that little sauce they are adding on top of all your marketing onto the Messenger marketing as well. And that's all there's to it, I guess. So it not only makes you stronger, but it makes us stronger as well, and simply by recognizing other people. Yeah. Let's see.
Indeed.
I think this is awesome. The moment where we actually head into the Facebook policy changes. Now, guys, this stuff what we just have been talking about for the previous 10 or I'm not even sure 15 minutes will all tie into the next stuff because I think we do need to put some extra emphasis on why we added this intro, but I think we covered that in the sheet, right? Let me just do a quick little look at the chat right here. I can see that there is a couple of people on. There's 14 people watching right now. I can see there is Rubens. I can see Terry is watching. Nova is watching. Vasily is watching. Hey, Vasily, hope you're well. I can see that Jan is watching as well. Vasily, yeah, that's indeed clever. Clever Messenger. Cool. Guys, if you have any questions, just put them in and we'll happily answer the questions during this live presentation as well. Otherwise, we'll just, and we always have the Q&A at the end, so you'll have some questions to ask as well.
Yeah.
Seems that there is no questions, so we can quickly go ahead, Fauzi.
Sure. Now we go into the core of this live, which is what will happen on January 15, 2020. I think a lot of you guys already know, but that there are some changes that are going to happen. It's always a good occasion to just mention once again what is going to happen. So Facebook Messenger announced changes in their current messaging policies that will take effect starting January 15, 2020. So the three big changes are there was a rule called 24+1 follow-up. It is removed. We will talk more about it on its own slides. There were some restrictions added to the subscription messages, and there were changes also added to the message tags that you could use for your broadcasts and for your flows. So those are the three main changes. We will tackle one by one, and we will explain what happened exactly and what are the remedies or the solutions for each of these changes. So let's start with the 24+ hour rule follow-up, which was removed. Or before that, we need to actually answer a big question, which is why this is changing. Why Facebook made this sudden change to their platform. It was working out well for some people, but Facebook just decided to change things. So we need to know why this has happened. So when Facebook started with the Messenger API, when they released that to the public, it was very open. It was very wide open to everyone to play with, to test with, and also for Facebook to gather more data about the usage and how it can improve. So one of the things that happened, and this happens with every industry that just starts, or any channel that just starts, everyone wants to make use of it, and everyone wants to spam it till the maximum.
The platform to its limit, right?
So, yeah, indeed, yeah. So this is what has been happening with Messenger itself. The rules that were enforced by Facebook were very wide, and they were not very strict. So there has been people who have been using broadcast to spam all of their subscribers' base, and it happens multiple times a day, not only once. It happens that someone who talks to your page was also getting a follow-up every day. So there were sequences which were happening. So every day I would get the same message. Yeah. That was something that was annoying a lot of subscribers as well. And the thing about it is there were not clear ways to opt out of these messages. So even if you unsubscribed from a certain platform, you would still get those messages. So the limits there are not very clear. So this has been happening for months and months. Facebook has been getting a lot of negative feedback from their users, and of course, if users are not happy, they will leave Messenger, and if they leave Messenger, then there is nothing to do in Messenger anymore. So that's not what Facebook wants. That's not what you also want as a business, and that's not what you also want as a platform which offers this kind of channel. So we don't want pissed people into this channel. We don't want spam to be happening in this channel. We just want it to be regulated, and everyone plays the game in a fair way.
Yeah.
And this is what actually provides value at the end.
Yeah.
No one likes spam. No one buys from spam. No one converts from spam. Spam remains spam, and it's not benefiting anyone. No. So the first change came from Facebook, of course, because they are the ones who own Messenger and dictate the rules there. So these three changes are actually going to help a lot into reducing spam. So businesses will no longer be able to spam their users with a meaningful broadcast that is happening multiple times a day. They are not actually going to keep spamming subscribers in infinite sequences if they don't actually get the subscriber engaged and is actually wanting that content. So basically, if the subscriber does not want the content, there is no way that he will see that content. But if he is really interested in your content and you are doing very well, then he will be receiving that content.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I just want to add one thing there, Fauzi, is just the fact that marketers have been using this as a sort of email autoresponder, as a broadcasting system, basically, indeed to spam everything, and you could actually do it. But now with these common changes, There is actually, it's going to be very, very hard to actually achieve this. And if you even are able to achieve this, you might get banned, which is a good thing, because right now this change will actually focus things back on where it needs to belong, and that's conversational marketing. And getting rid of the entire spam system they actually created. And that's good for a series of points we are going to discuss in just a bit. But yeah, I think it's good. This guy, the head of people to business messaging from Facebook Messenger, actually said it in a good way. He's saying, at Messenger, we want to help people and businesses to connect in meaningful ways. We remain committed to helping businesses continue to grow and thrive on our platform. That's why we are making updates to our platform to improve the user experience for people and to help businesses drive more effective outcomes on Messenger. So this is their core value they want to pursue, and we over at Clever Master couldn't agree more. This is something we want for you as our customers as well, and that's why we think that this change is actually a good thing.
Indeed. So we're going to start with the first change, which is the 24+1 follow-up rule, which was removed. Yeah. So what is the 24+1 rule? So previously, when you sent a broadcast or a message to any of your subscribers, and that subscriber does not reply you within 24 hours, you could actually still send an extra follow-up with that subscriber in order to re-engage with him. Now that rule has been completely removed, so there is no possible follow-up anymore on these kind of messages. So now when you send someone a promotional message and that user does not reply within 24 hours, you are no longer able to send a follow-up message to that person if that follow-up message is actually also a promotional message. You could still reach that person if there is an update that you want to send to him. But if it's, again, another promotional message, then that follow-up is not possible anymore. And it will not be sent. So the good news here is that follow-up message or rule was, I'm not sure if that was because of a lot of customers were not educated about it. But these stats are the same across all chatbot or messenger chatbots built-in platforms. The follow-up message is actually one of the less used features by customers or by businesses. So we also did some analytics on our system. And out of all the broadcasts that were sent or messages that were sent, only 4% of these broadcasts and messages were using the follow-up tag. So at the end, that feature was not actually used at all. Mm-hmm. I would also assume that Facebook used the same numbers to decide why this should be removed as well, and keep that game good at that spot right there.
It doesn't really make sense to keep that low-hanging fruit right there, right? So if it's not being used by a ton of people, why would you still make all those resources available for that smaller group? How screwed up that may sound for the 4% that it is or was actually using it. And you can still use it all the way up until the 15th of January 2020, but that rule will eventually be removed. But again, I don't see this as a big issue. I don't think that we only use it in tests, and we only use it a couple of months. It doesn't make sense for us to basically get people active in that 24-hour window. Once they are active, you can actually send promotional content, right? But then using the follow-up, you can actually send a free follow-up message using, again, promotional content. But for me, that is more in line with the spamming and the email kind of way of doing things than getting back into conversational marketing. Because what we have been doing, we actually try to make people active each and every time once we send out a broadcast, because we know that simply converts better. Engage with them in conversational matters first before you actually promote something. Just put some value out there first. Ask a couple of questions. See if they're at all interested, and then promote something. It's the way of doing things right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, to summarize, that rule will be gone on the 15th of January. Let me just see if there's any questions. Let's just go ahead though, and if there are any questions coming in regarding this rule, I will just intervene you, Fazi. But right now it seems that
sounds good.
It's all good. No questions so far. A lot of people on right now, which is cool. There you go. So let's just continue.
Awesome, cool. So sounds good. So next point is subscription messages restrictions, and that particular spot was one big issue for Facebook, because everyone was using the stack to set promotional content to actually contact their subscribers, even if they are outside of the 24 hours window. So this one was abused a lot. And it's natural that it is not gone, but it is limited to a certain set of pages. So what was the case before is, if you were a Facebook page, you could simply apply to Facebook for subscription messages. You tell Facebook that you are a business that needs to keep contacts with your subscribers, even if they don't actually interact with you within 24 hours. And if you gave the right reasons, Facebook actually granted for you the subscription messages approval, and you could use it to send broadcasts to contact your subscribers anytime you wanted. Now this has been restricted, and it is only applicable now to pages which fall under the Facebook news page index. And you can still apply to this if you are a news page. The approval for this is obviously much stricter than what it used to be before. But if you are a news page or you do something related to news, you can always apply via the link that you see on the slides.
Yeah.
We can also just paste it. Okay, cool. Nice. That's cool. And if you get approved, you get to still use the subscription messages, and you can still send messages anytime to subscribers, given that you're not violating any rules from Facebook. So that one is pretty obvious why it was gone or why it was restricted. And if you are really a Regis page, you just apply there and you get it back. Now, the third change is the message tag changes. So previously, if you didn't fall under the subscription messages category, you could still send messages after the 24 hours if you used a set of tags, message tags. There is a list already inside Clever Messenger. If you want to send a broadcast, you see a list of message tags that you could use. And even if that person does not fall within 24 hours, your page does not have the subscription messages, you could use one of these tags to actually reach that person with your broadcast or flow. Mm-hmm. Now, Facebook also found out that the tags that they had were also very broad. There were 14 before, and it is now narrowed down to 4. And because there were 14 tags, there were a lot of use cases there. And businesses could actually use some of the tags to exploit this feature and still send spam to their subscriber base. So there was one particular, which is business productivity, which was used a lot. And because this was broad business productivity, businesses still sent broadcasts outside the 24 hours, and Facebook could not also ban the pages because that tag was broad. Now, to make things very clear in the policy side of things, so that Facebook and we also know if the tags that you send or that you've set with your broadcast are actually the right ones. Now they are only narrowed down to 4, and these 4 are pretty clear. So you have the convert event updates, which you need to use if you want to send updates to an event a subscriber is registered for. You are allowed to do so anytime. If there is a post-purchase update, so
just want to try and give some examples right there. Sure. This can be for a physical event like a festival or something like that, but this can also be used for, let's say, a webinar event you're trying to do, which goes hand in hand with some of the webinar integrations we actually have been doing this week. So if someone registers for a webinar event, you can actually send some confirmed event updates using this message tag, which is pretty cool. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, thanks for the example.
Cool.
It's always good to give some. Yeah. We have the next one, which is the post-purchase update. So this is for transaction confirmations, shipment status changes, or order changes. So someone makes a purchase from within your app. You need to send some information about the transaction, information about the shipment status, like the order has arrived, the package has arrived. Of course, this takes a long time before it happens. So even if you're not inside the 24-hour window, you could still send messages using this particular tag. So this one is also very clear.
Pretty cool.
I'm not sure if you want to add an example there, Stefan.
Yeah, pretty cool if you have an e-com store or something like that, right? And you're in the market for a couple of new shoes, and you just bought your shoes. You have just completed your checkout, and then all of a sudden you get these messages like, okay, it's now your money has been received. It's now being set up. Your order is being created, etc. And then when it's shipped to the fulfillment center, and on each and everything, you can actually send out a update so that the customer exactly knows where the package is and when he's actually about to receive, which is pretty cool thing if you are doing something like ecom.
Yeah, indeed. Then we have the account update tag. This one a little bit broader between the 4.
Mm-hmm.
So this one can be used for a variety of cases. If you run some kind of system inside your bots or outside your bots, and you still want to reach the subscribers for particular updates into their accounts, like notifying them about suspicious activity, about recent logins, about fraud alerts, about some kind of notice which is very important and they need to see about their accounts. That's the tag to actually use. So this one is a little bit broader, and I think the use cases of this can be extended to a lot of scenarios. You just need to
Yeah, then we got the last
one.
So
we have which is the human agents. This one is still in beta. So this one will be also heavily used, which is for human agents. Now we know that a big use case of messenger bots themselves is for support. So also in everything that you do in every business, there is a need for support. So this tag allows you to actually contact your subscriber back with anything that needs a human intervention, like support. If there is tickets or a problem to be resolved and there is an update on that problem, then that tag can be used to actually send a message. Now,
what we're doing right now, because right now in the live chat we have that little notification, right? So once you have inside Clever Messenger and you go to live chat, sometimes these chat bars are blocked with a small warning, like you can only reach out for a customer issue that surfaced in that conversation, right? So perhaps you can tell a little bit more on how that's tying into that, or is different into that specific thing.
Yeah. Thanks for bringing in that. As Stefan mentioned, if you wanted to do a live interaction via live chat with a subscriber who hasn't stuck to your page for more than 24 hours, that chat window is actually blocked with a notice saying that please be aware that this conversation needs to handle things that are dealing with support or issues and should not contain promotional content.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now, the good news that this tag will automatically be applied to all live chat conversations. So when you want to handle conversations from within the live chat inside Clever Messenger, you will not see that notice anymore, but you can just go ahead and type your message, and we will automatically apply the human agent tag for you. So you don't need to worry on that side of things.
But you're still safe, well within their policies, and that's actually a good thing. So I do want to actually go back to the chat right here, and I see that Michael has been to a Messenger conference, as we both know, and the guy from London told us that the news page registration is almost impossible unless you are a really large newspaper or something around those lines. And that's exactly the case. The subscription messaging tag. Perhaps we can. You already moved back. Good stuff. That's indeed the case. Like it's going to be a message tag that or subscription messaging is only going to be something for big news companies, like newspapers, television, all that stuff. So it's quite impossible as the little man to actually get a subscription message tag approval on your end. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't try it. Always try, and perhaps you actually get approved, and you can actually use this tag. So that will be really cool. So don't let those big companies hold you back. Thanks, Michael. By the way,
that's the case. Thanks for that, Michael. Yeah. Awesome. And let's just go back to message tags. Yeah, cool. Facebook is giving you guys a link, which I think Stefan is going to paste into the chat. So if your business always needs more tags, if you think that these tags are not enough, you can always apply via this link to have a particular tag added if you see that it is needed. And the tags are actually taken into consideration by the Messenger team. And if they make sense, they will actually be added to the message tags that you could use inside our platform.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So now we're going to talk about the exciting part. This is the part which has tangible stuff. So what we're going to do about this? So we mentioned the problems. There are quite a few problems. They are not actually problems, but there are ways to improve also your business. And we are actually going to give you the tools to make these problems something good for your business. So within any situation in our lives, we have two choices. We can either, if it's a bad situation, we can either make it worse, or we can see the good thing in that bad thing and make it at the end a good thing. So we're going to provide you tools of that. And if you're going to use it the right way, then you can make this actually a good thing for your business. So what are going to do about this? So first thing that is going to be done is we're going to allow message tags per each individual card inside the Flow Composer. So I'm just going to go to the image right here so that you see what we're talking about. Yeah. So whenever you open the cards
you don't have to log into CodeMaster right now because this is not live. This is something we are going to do. These are the things we are going to change and push to Clever Messenger. This is not live yet. That's why we added those screens. This is all in a secret, private environment, and something you cannot access yet. And it's not relevant to you yet. It's only relevant from the 15th of January 2020. But do know that we are going to push this at least with some time in before it actually happens, right?
Yeah.
And we are not going to push
Yeah,
this
we will do it.
next day, but we like a couple of weeks before we are actually are going to push this live already. So again, take it away, Vazi.
Yeah. So we will actually push it a few weeks before, just to give you time to get familiar with it and to update your flows. Now you might question yourself, why do we even need those tags inside cards inside the flow composer, right? Because you think this might just work without them. And yes, it will work without them, but in certain cases, these are actually needed for your flow to be fully sent. So let's get to this simple scenario where you have a welcome message, and like you greet your subscriber with hey, thanks for subscribing to our page. And inside the flow, you have a 24-hour delay, and you want to send the cards, like maybe checking up on that user, saying that you've seen that you've registered yesterday or you subscribed yesterday to our bots. Did you see our offers yet, or whatever stuff it is, which is happening after 24 hours. Now, if you don't specify a tag on that second card, then that card will never be sent, because when the moment comes for it to be sent, it will already be 24 hours, and that user will not be active anymore. So we will automatically prevent that card from being sent in order to prevent your page from being banned, right?
Yes. Are we going to tell them the truth? We don't want to be a competition. Some of the competitors actually say that they are going to keep you safe, and they will not send the messages if it does not have a tag applied. This is actually just a bunch of freaking lies they are telling you, because if the tag is not applied, Facebook will just block the message and it will never actually end up with subscribers.
Yeah,
so it's actually Facebook doing those things. Any company that's actually telling you that they are stopping the messages is lying. It's flat out lying to you. So don't trust those people. They also hate puppies and this stuff. So let's just continue. Sorry for the rant there.
That was needed.
Yeah, I really hate that. I'm not sure even why they need to lie to all their customers. Anyways.
Yeah. So if you don't specify tag, it will not be sent, and of course that's from Facebook. But if you specify tag there, that message will actually be sent, even if it happens after 24 hours. So that's the whole reason why we added this message tag on your card. Of course, it can be selected, and this can also not be selected. So if we are talking about the welcome message that your subscribers always get when they talk to your page the first time, then these cards don't actually need a tag, because they fall within the 24 hours. You know that it will be sent immediately after the user interacts with your page. So those don't actually need these tags. But don't also worry too much about which cards do require this attention and which cards do not require this attention, because we will also implement a system in place where we will auto-detect the cards that are at a potential risk of not being sent, because there is a risk of your subscriber not remaining active anymore. And we will highlight these cards for you, and there will be a chance for you there to apply the tag that you need. So this is the first change that you're going to see. Nice.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, so that's going to be important, and it's something that you not need to worry about, because you will be guided on and on the process.
Yeah, perhaps you can.
Of course, we will not do everything for you. You also have a.
Perhaps you can go to the next
slide.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So that you can see what. Well, not the next slide, like the next slide for showing the thing where you actually click on.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Correct. Yeah.
There you go.
So of course, when you click on the message tags, you get you only get 3. You don't get 4. Earlier you saw that there were 4 tags, but here you see 3. That's because the 4th one is still on closed beta from Facebook and it's not released yet. And once it is actually released to the public, we will add it as well to the tags, to the 3 tags which you actually see from the list.
Is it actually relevant as well? Because
yes,
it's a live chat, right? I mean, is it also relevant to actually put it on the composer itself?
That's a very good question, because inside the live chat, inside the live chat as well, you are able to send flows, right? So let's say that someone has a question, and there is a flow which answers that question, and you want to send the flow right from the live chat. Yeah. So you need to set the cards there as things that are coming from human, and you send it from the live chat, and it just makes sense. Yeah,
makes sense. Yeah. Okay, I'm not sure if you still wanted to mention something. I just don't want to intervene you while you are talking about everything. Just go ahead.
Yeah, just I was mentioning that we will provide you with all the help there and guide you through the system to do things, but you also should not expect that we will do everything for you, because you also are responsible for your page and you need to pay close attention of where you should actually apply the tags and how you should apply them. So
good notion.
You should also have a sense of responsibility in that side of things.
Yeah, we're actually giving you all the tools and stuff you need, and we're giving you the once you actually save, we're showing with highlights, probably in red or something, that specific thing needs a tag, and that's the most we can do. We're doing the most, but at the end, it all comes down on how you want to use those message tags, and we want to give you as much freedom as possible in using Clever Messenger and Messenger Application. So yeah, please, Fauzi, let me just take this opportunity to actually take a look at the chat right here. Guys, no questions so far, so I guess it's pretty much clear. Or we are going to have a ton of questions at the end with the Q&A.
Probably.
Adam also joined from Teams. Welcome, Adam, and Wade. I hope Down Under is doing great. Wade, hope you're doing well. I can see Lester also joined. Ali, Christina from support, nice. Kieran again, and let's people on. So that's cool. Let's continue here, guys.
Awesome. Nice. The second thing, which is also a very important feature that is going to be added, which is a new rule under the condition cards or under these segments, which will allow you to detect if a user is active or not active. So I'm going to show you how this looks like in the picture over here. So under the conditions or the segments builder, you see that there is a new rule called user active, and you have the option to have it equal or not equal to active or not active. And depending on that, here you can create that multi-channel effect that we've been talking about. So let's imagine that you still have a promotional content, and it is sent after 24 hours from the user's last interaction with your page. Then you can put a condition card which has the user active, whether you choose here active or not active, whether it is true or false. If it is active, if the subscriber is active, in this case, then you can connect the true connector to a messenger so that the message is sent inside messenger. But if it is false, you can send that particular message via email or via SMS. So this will not only keep you having that contact moments with your with your subscriber, but you can also use this to minimize the costs of your other multi-channel platform. So you are using here Messenger.
You're also being kept safe, right? I mean,
yes, of course.
Where your promotional message doesn't get lost. I do want to put one thing there as well. I think this is a good time to actually explain a little bit more that people actually need to generate email addresses and phone numbers. Because all this, Fauci just explained, like if a user is active and not active and you're using that in a condition, then once they are not inactive, you can actually send them an email or a SMS through their phone number. All that doesn't make any sense if you don't have their email address or their phone number. So that's why it's very, very important that you always, in at least the first 24 hours, within the first moment of their contact with your chatbot, asking for their email address and their phone number, or at least their email address. Give something away of value, like a free ebook, a coupon, or something like that, in exchange for the email, so that you can reach them on their email as well. Because from that email you can send them an m.me link again, and once they click on that m.me link, they become active again. So that's very important. And you can do obviously the same thing with their phone number. Ask for their phone number. Do ask for consent. This also goes for email, by the way. Ask for their consent so that you know that you are allowed to send them an SMS or send them an email, and then try and reactivate them again inside Messenger. But again, always ask for an email or phone number in that first 24 hours. It should probably be one of your top priorities with this pending change. That's good.
Yeah. That's actually a good tip, Stefan. Thanks for the good marketing tips. It is indeed always important to have the phone number and email. And you can also still use the same condition here, and you add another condition. So, for example, user is active, and you have another condition. For example, the email phone does exist, or the email does exist. And you can combine the rules. So, for example, if the user not active and the user has a phone number, then you send an SMS. Exactly. If that user is active and that user has an email, you can then send an email. And if the user is active, you just send on Messenger. So you have all the power there. You just need to get the right data from your subscribers first and use it.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, really good example there as well. Just one thing I wanted to mention is that with Twilio, the Twilio integration, we actually allow you to send SMS all over the world and not just to the United States. So that's also cool, right?
That's very cool.
Sorry about that.
And one thing is something which we will do also just I think few weeks with Twilio integration is we will also allow you to send or to set your sender ID. So you can also send it as your business ID. So it's not just one random phone that is reaching your subscribers, but it's your business. It's your business ID that will be shown as an SMS sender for the subscribers that you actually contact. So that's also one of the things why we love to integrate with other tools, because we have more flexibility and we just can reach higher potential with this.
And just to clear any confusion right there, once you say business ID, does this mean our business name or also a...
I'm sure if you still... There's the... Yeah. Since that's some...
Slight delay. I'm still
here. Drop in. I cannot hear you.
I can hear you loud and clear. Just let me know once you do.
Cool, now I can.
Okay, so let me just repeat my question then. Just to clarify, once you said business ID, does this mean we can also put our our company name in there as an ID thing? Because I think you showed me a little demo that we can actually show our company name as well, or do you also mean that it can be the like our business phone number? Where?
I could not tell what
Oh,
you
really?
said.
I'm not even sure. Am I still on?
Yeah, so at the end it works, but the moment you start talking,
Okay, cool.
yeah,
Let
you're
me
still
just
on.
try. So, okay, just clarify a little bit more about the business idea. Is this a phone number or a company name you can use?
It's a company name. That's yeah, you can use
Okay.
company name. Yeah. So if you have a company, you actually can use your company name ads, and the subscribers who receive that SMS will see your company's name instead of the phone number, which
So,
is pretty
okay,
cool.
cool. Instead of the caller ID, which is a random phone number, they actually see, for instance, Clever Messenger or local bakery limited, something like that.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah.
Okay. Just go ahead, buddy. I'm going to try and see if I can improve my connection. Although from my end, actually everything looks good. I'm not sure if it's you. I think I'm really not sure now. It's Fauzi hanging on me. Guys in the chat, can you guys actually let me know and see if it's me or Fauzi who is in need of connection? Let's see. Sorry, guys. Let me just see if we're still live. I'm really not sure what's going on. Let me quickly take a look at Slack. Cool. Seems that it was not my connection, but it was Fauzi's connection all along. Let's just wait a little bit until he comes back, and let me just see if there is a couple of questions. Cool. Thanks, Steph, for that notion. That's really cool. Yeah, I just figured out that it was Fuzzy all along. It seems that sometimes his computer just blows up. I think it has to do with all the tech stuff he's doing. I can also see your other thing right here, integrate Aweber very soon. And we actually already got it integrated for a couple of weeks now, I think even longer. The thing though is that we need to do one final thing, because I think Aweber, as I understood it correctly, Aweber is using a token-based system, which we need to actually update. Once that is actually done, we are going to push the Aweber integration live. So the only thing that we actually need to update is that little thing right there. And I think there's another autoresponder that is using the same exact system. I think it's iContact that is also using a token-based system. Correct me if I'm wrong. That needs to be updated as well. Yeah, just going to take a couple of your questions right here. In the meantime, while Fauzi is getting back. So I'm juggling a couple of screens right here to see what's going on. Can I actually use the slides here as well? Okay, cool. So that's really cool. I can just continue the presentation on my own. Thanks, Rubens, for mentioning. Hey, Simon, hope you're well. You are actually going to be featured right here in the next slide. We actually did this whole entire thing, as you mentioned, would be a good thing to actually. Okay, hold on, guys. I'm just trying to get Fauzi back. Okay. There's actually 3 Fauzis right now. Let's see. 1. Okay, so I added. I think this is it. Hello? Okay, cool.
I was actually locked out of this this room.
That is interesting. Well, it's okay. I think it's. I went ahead and took some
Questions.
guys here in the chat. Rubens, hope you're well, buddy. So he's saying so informative live session. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I hope it's good. I just want to, on that note, I actually want to mention one thing is that this is not the only thing we are going to do. This is not the only live we are going to do about this. Once we actually push those features, we are going to do more lives and actually show you how this all ties together. Again, right now our solutions we have created for this are still in testing, and we still have it on a private server, which is not available for the public at all. So that's some of the features we are going to demonstrate on the live as well. I already answered Steph about the Aweber stuff. Yeah, so but that's it, basically it in a nutshell. I think we still need to go to yeah.
Cool, we can just quickly go over the next points. Yeah. So the second one was the conditions that we talked about. A lot of use cases right there that you could make out of this. Then we also have email integrations. So same idea that we started with first. That's why we started with that plan that we had for the long term, because it comes here, which is the integrations. So for the email integrations, you have three types that you could use with Clever Messenger. So you could use your autoresponder integrations. Some are already there, like ActiveCampaign, GetResponse, SendLink, ConvertKit, Mailing Boss. Some will be added in the next weeks. Some like Aweber, Constant Contact, Eye Contact, Cindy, and Campaign Monitor. So these are actually already done in the backend, and we just need to add them to the Flow Composer. We have second type, which is transactional email providers. So these actually let you send on email per email basis. So you get charged by email. So some of the transactional email providers that we will be integrating are SendGrid and Elastic Email. So if you guys already use these as transactional email providers, you can just link them to Clever Messenger, and you could send emails right from Clever Messenger, and the billing will be deducted from your SendGrid or Elastic Email accounts. So you get the stability there. One very important point why we're also doing email integrations is because of deliverability. So you know that making sure that an email goes to the inbox is not a straightforward task. It requires a lot of
It's very hard.
So, and using one server for all of, one server for all of you guys and putting you through this so that we have a native email integration is actually not a good idea, because a lot of you guys will be affecting each other. I mean, one business will be affecting the deliverability of another business, and just the infrastructure to support this is huge, and it will be like we said earlier, your businesses will be testing RAS, and your business will suffer a lot from these things. So here we are doing this also as integrations, because you have, when you use an integration, for example, you have an account inside SendGrid or Elastic Email, you already have your own reputation within this service provider. So you're not affecting other businesses that are using Clever Messenger as well, but they are also not affecting you. So you are there, you do good, then your emails are actually going to the inbox, your score is increasing, and you will not have any problem at all into delivering your emails.
Really ends up into better deliverability, better open rates, better click-through rates, and all that good stuff. Plus, if you actually check, if you use SendGrid or Elastic Email or any of the other transactional email providers we are currently looking at, the cost is really, really low. comparing to what a competitor of ours is actually doing, I think it's for SendGrid or for Elastic Email, it was the case. I think it was 0.0009 cents. So that's extremely cheap. While our main competitor is actually charging 10 times more for that. Still cheap, but it's still 10 times more than you should actually pay. And they do the same trick for SMS as well. They actually charge you 10 times as much as it should actually cost. So that's also why we are doing these integrations, because we as a business also understand that you want to press your costs. And by pressing your costs, you can actually increase your bottom line and generate more revenue, profits for your business. You can actually use to grow your business even more. Also, one of the reasons why we do integrations.
Yeah.
And go ahead. Like an SMTP integration allows you to do more wonderful, cool stuff.
Yeah, and this
like
is the
choosing.
third.
Sure.
Cool. Yeah, this is the third type, which is SMTP integrations. Of course, the transaction email providers do also offer you SMTP servers that you could use, but this is also for large companies or businesses which have their own SMTP servers. So we have businesses that have their own server guide. They have their own email servers. So they always prefer to just use their servers because they control them, because they also have a better quality in delivery inside their own servers. So for these companies or for these businesses, we also allow them to use their own SMTP servers inside Clever Messenger. Also, there are some guys which use Google, their Gmail accounts, to send messages for free. So you could use your Gmail SMTP integration with Clever Messenger, and you could start using emails there.
It's a possibility. It's something I wouldn't do personally. Definitely a possibility.
Cool.
But
so
they allow you to choose your own from address, meaning that it can be your name at yourcompany.com. Very important stuff, because it's part of your branding, right? It doesn't have any other format from address. You can actually specify your subject line and body. Obviously, we're going to give you a standard template you can actually use. But if you don't want to use that, you can actually use the HTML editor we're adding there as well, so that you can add your own template that's being used by these SMTP servers to send out your email. So you can actually make it look like as it's coming from you, and actually it is coming from you and your brand. So why not make it all about you and your branding? And again, your own branding, we are never going to include ours at all. So I don't understand why you guys would send out an email address or an email with a promotional offer and then have our Clever Messenger logo at the end, big and blue, so that people click on our logo instead of your promotional offer. It doesn't make sense to me at all. Or if you're going to use this to re-engage people, again, to get them active in that 24-hour rule, they need to click on that m.me link to get reactivated. But if there's our logo at the bottom, which is just freaking beautiful, as you can see right here, they will click on that logo, obviously. And that's something you don't want. That's why we are not including our logo or branding at all.
Yeah.
And people who do this are, just thinking about themselves a little bit too much.
Yeah, well, there are a lot of wrong things about competitors. That's why we provide the platform, another one. So
exactly.
Google.
Cool. Yeah. So I can go next to the speaker. I'm just calling some names. It seems that Jerry finally joined us. He's saying, "Hey, gentlemen, nice. Thank you for that picture wearing that beautiful shirt. I think we're like brothers right now because we are wearing the same stuff. So that's good." You are asking right now, I can use a webhook with Zapier to integrate with Carta, correct? And when can we expect Carta to be integrated? Good question, but not relevant to what we are actually doing right here. Perhaps we can do something. We can answer this question at the end of this live in the Q&A. But let's first continue. Reggie Carlos. Reggie, I hope you're well, man. G Suite would be great for SMTP. Yeah, that's what Fauzi actually. I believe that's what you meant, right? For Gmail.
Yeah.
Reggie's Suite. I think that's the one you actually mean. Yeah, so that's definitely a good thing. Cool. Yeah. And then Doc is saying, cool, I need this, just making a proposal. Awesome.
Good.
Let's continue.
So let's move on. The SMS, since SMS is also important. We have the possibility to do transactional SMS with transactional SMS providers. You already see that with the Twilio cards. It's already on the Flow Composer. Few guys have used this, and they report some pretty good results out of the Twilio cards. We are also planning to integrate Nexmo, which is also another transactional SMS provider. And Elastic Email does also provide SMS, so we will also be looking forward to implement it for the transaction SMS. So as you see, you have plenty of choice for your SMS providers. We will keep, of course, adding. So you will stick with the company or the provider that gives you best cost and that gives you also the best quality. So you have the freedom to choose the one that you want, and we will never oblige you to use one particular native SMS like some competitors do. You have to be the decision maker. You have to actually see which tool fits you best, and you can use it.
Yeah, that's what we do back here in the Netherlands as well with insurance, for example, like health insurance. There's like a ton of things we can actually choose from, and each and every company or insurance comes with their own different packages, and you can just mix and match and see what actually is best for your current situation. And then each and every year you can actually hop over to the other health insurance if that is better for you. Right here we are giving you a similar choice right here within the Clever Messenger ecosystem, where you can actually choose, for example, Twilio, and you can use that for an entire year. But then you see that either Nexmo or Elastic Email is doing a better deal in terms of pricing, and the deliverability is better there. You can actually easily switch out those cards and switch over to, for example, Nexmo, and then you have again that cost pressing stuff, and it allows you to just be very flexible, in terms of your, in this case, SMS marketing. But you can also do that with all the other integrations as well. So I just wanted to add that there as well.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, so that's very important for businesses to be able to be flexible. Yeah. There are also downtimes. So there are some, we see it on big occasions like Black Friday, like Cyber Monday, like on Christmas. Some servers just go down. So, for example, Twilio goes down. You have a very important campaign to deliver. We switch over to Nexmo, and your campaign is delivered. So you're not also affected by the downtime of a particular service. One fails, you go to another. Okay. So that's also the idea right there. The next point is you'll also be able to update message tags on broadcast. Obviously, you currently have the previous message tags which are still existing, and they will exist until January 15th. But we will also push the new message tags under the broadcast, and you can use them before January 15th to also get a sense of how they work and to play with them. Now, as mentioned earlier, we will also provide helper tools to keep you compliant with Facebook. So while you are creating a new flow, you will automatically see cards which need attention. So the moment you have a clever delay, which will happen after 24 hours, then the card that is connected to that clever delay will become red, and it will tell you that this card needs the tag to be applied to it. So once you are building your flow, you are already making it compliant right at that moment. So this is one of the tools that we're going to make There are also other tools that will monitor the deliverability of your flows that will actually specify to you which cards or flows are most rejected from Facebook due to non-compliance. Because every time one of your cards is actually rejected, we do get a signal about that from Facebook, and we can actually give you a report at the end about the ones that get rejected the most. So that maybe you forgot to, maybe you had one particular scenario where those cards are actually sent but never delivers because the user is not active. So we do give you reports that will help you on to find these cards, as maybe change the structure of your flows to make your flow fully delivered. So because the idea here is when you create a flow, you want that flow to be 100% delivered. You don't want to be that flow to be stopped at 20% or 30% or 50%. So these tools will actually enable you to know where your flow stops the most for your subscribers, so that you can do something about this.
Cool.
Then we will obviously be providing additional live trainings, documentations, and articles to help you with this transition.
Cool. Yeah, this goes hand in hand with what Doc just mentioned. He says he's asking how to use and implement SMS. Yeah, this is something we're not going to discuss in this entire training, but this is rather an explanation on what is coming with the pending Facebook policy change, and what we are going to do about it, changes inside the Clever Messenger platform, and how you can stay compliant within these Facebook policies, right? So yeah, as Fauzi just mentioned, there is going to be training videos, there is going to be articles on our support in our documentation that is going to explain everything on how you can actually set all of this stuff together. I think there's already a Twilio video somewhere out there on or in this Facebook group, which allows you to see how easy it is to actually already connect Twilio inside your flows as well. But again, like mentioned earlier in this live, this is not the only live training we are going to do about this whole policy change. We're actually going to do more of these things as we gradually roll out these new features that allow you to stay compliant within this new policy Facebook is coming up with. Then we have Stephanie. I second the request from Jerry about Kartra. Guys, why are you all such Kartra fans? It's great, it's cool. We definitely have it up in our backlog. It's on the list to do, and we're definitely going to take a look at it, edit it in, and all that good stuff. But right now we're talking about the coming change, which is very important because this is going to change how you are going to run your chatbots. So policy changes 15th of January 2020, things are going to change, and you really need to know how to stay compliant. Then we again have Doug. Since I don't do all the development, do you have services to help implement these strategies? First, again, we are going to do a lot of these live trainings. Again, it's very easy to actually implement this once we do push all these new features live. And even then, our support desk, our wonderful girls, are there to help you out with anything you need. And if you really want us or the girls to do something for you, you want to, you're okay with spending a little bit of money right there, then one of the girls can assist you on that matter as well. And perhaps even someone in the community as well to help you do it for you. So once that's coming, we are going to help you out, Doug, as well on that note. So thanks for that question, by the way.
Again, it's very easy. From what I'm getting, maybe Doug understands that this is something that needs development. Now you just drop 2 cards, you connect your credentials, and you're done. It's extremely easy, and this is the case for all the integrations that we have. You connect the accounts with providing the key. That's it, and you are ready to go. You don't need anything special. You don't need developers. That stuff can be done by anyone. Yeah.
Dragging and dropping cards. That's how we like it.
Yeah.
Great,
Awesome.
Doug. Stephanie, thanks. Sure. Thanks for that question, by the way, about Kartra. Seems that you got the work cut out for you, Fuzzy, about Kartra.
Yeah.
A lot of people want it.
It seems the case.
I do want to. Are we having a mention about the roadmap as well? Because
yes, we do. That will be.
To mention
that will be last.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that last. So we can also wrap up this with some closing thoughts. Stefan, you want to probably talk about this?
Yeah. So it was. I think Simon. It was yesterday, right? When you reached out. I think Simon is live on the call with us. And Simon Lewis, dear member of our community right here, asked me the other day. And I think it's good to actually highlight this specific question right here because it gets rid of any of the bad mojo surrounding this coming change. Like how we started this actual live, right? Panic is everywhere. Bots are dead and all that stuff. And Simon also asked me, like, everyone is saying Messenger is gonna lose a lot of engagement after this January 15th update. And to be honest, I don't think that is going to be the case. We are going to tell you what we actually told Simon, and it's right there in front of you. We're actually looking forward to this because it gets rid of all the bad people, all those spammers, the people who gave Messenger marketing a bad name. It will also get rid of a lot of those wannabe Messenger software tools and apps that do more harm than good. I mean, each and every month, every now and then you see, we actually take a very good look at new tools popping up in the market as well. And to be honest, there's just a lot of crap out there that is going to do your business more harm than good. And we actually see that if these changes are being implemented by Facebook, these new apps that try to actually just do a money grab like an AppSumo launch or any other LTD launch, for example, they're just trying to grab your money with some hypey stuff, and this is what my app can do, and then blah 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 blah. But that's it. I mean, these guys are actually not in it for the long run. That's why we also don't do a true LTV as well, because we actually know our numbers, and in order to grow and in order to keep up with this development and features, we actually need the funding and which is our gasoline, right, to keep Clever Messenger running. But yeah, these apps, these wannabe messenger tools will be gone as well, or at least you will see a lot less of them. And when this change happens and the bad people and apps are gone, all of a sudden, you as a Clever Messenger member are very remarkable, and perhaps remarkable again, because now you have one of those platforms that is in this game for good, and we are going to continue to run with Clever Messenger for at least the next 6 years or something like that. I'm not even sure if Messenger still exists or if it's all WhatsApp or intertwined. It's something that I'm actually looking forward to. But these changes allow you to, because all those spammers are gone, right? And now it's going to be conversation. It's going to be centralized all about conversational or around conversational marketing. And now your message can get heard again. That's very good. The thing is that with these changes, it's that most people don't like these changes, but changes happen for a reason. And we really believe that this will improve marketing on Messenger overall. So that's something we really believe. And I think that's it's good. Change is the only constant, and as a marketer and business owner, you just need to adapt and find the new possibilities. So instead of being butthurt about what you can't do anymore, look at it from a different perspective. See what you actually can do. There's really a lot of opportunities, and it kind of forces you to capture emails and phone numbers from the first moment of contact with your Messenger subscriber as well, right? And this is what you want. You don't want to have people only on your on your messenger at all. I mean, you want to have them right there, but you don't want to only have them as a messenger subscriber. You want to have their email address, their phone number. You want to pixel them as well, something we are going to work on as well, so that you
Yeah.
can follow up with ads and all that good stuff. Because now, in today's age, it's a multi-touch experience, marketing that is. It's a multi-touch experience. You want to hit people with from their phone. You want to hit people with Messenger. You want to hit people from email so that they get that marketing message from all sides and know who you are, know who your brand is, what you're selling, and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So that's and this change actually allows you, or kind of forces you, as I'm saying right here, to capture email addresses and phone numbers, which allows you to re-engage with them in a much easier way.
Yeah.
So a couple of more things, or do you want to intervene?
Very well said, Stefan. I would not add more to this. I would also just add that Messenger is still also the cheapest way, also the fastest way to generate leads that you could also use as well. So that's the whole purpose, right?
Exactly. And for agencies, like what we got right now, I just want to go over there as well, because I know there's a lot of people inside this community that run what's going on, like run what, like an agency. And because with this change is coming, you actually can include a re-engagement service like email, SMS, sponsored messages, or any other re-engagement strategy in your package. So you're not only selling a chatbot as a service, so you can not only sell those nifty little templates we created for you, your own templates, but now you can also sell the broadcast, sell the re-engagement stuff like SMS. Through a Twilio account you own, or the sponsored messages, or the email address through the SMTP service we are going to add. And this allows you to obviously charge more per client, because that's how it works. I mean, and it also, again, and this is also something I already mentioned, it allows you to put focus back on conversational marketing. People nowadays are tired from all the spam and just the mass communication that's going on, and I'm still guilty of it sometimes as well. But just look at email marketing. It's still a good tool, but everyone and his mom is still acting like it's 2004, and they're mailing the same offers. Open rates and click-through rates plummeted. It's still the case. I mean, I still have on some of my lists, but that's only content-based. I get 50-60% open rates. But on those promotional emails I sent out, I only get 5, because everyone and his mom is mailing out the same offer. It does not work anymore. And you actually need to, and with this change that Facebook is actually doing, it puts the focus back on conversational marketing, which is just very important, because it allows you to basically get in a conversation with your.
Just get attention.
Yeah, sorry, I dropped off there for a
minute.
Once
you get into conversation, the chances are very high that you actually are going to close whatever goal that you have, either close a deal, close a lead, or whatever stuff it is.
Yeah, I just want to mention one thing there is this thing, is that if that change was not coming, there I should delete.
Nice drawing skills.
I'm trying to get a brush. I think this is it. That this thing right here. So without the change that is coming, the Messenger would have been seeing a similar scenario, and probably going down a faster slope email actually went. So they would have seen a lot of spam and a lot of people not using their Messenger app anymore, and basically flocking to other messaging apps rather than sticking with Messenger. And that's what they are trying to do, right? So they are trying to protect their own platform, so it becomes that ecosystem they want, and it makes it safe, and they want to be the best messaging platform out there. So this allows them to do just that, and it comes at a price, but I think it's a good price to pay for all this safety and things we can experience with conversational marketing. So again, the conversation is central.
Yeah, that's very well said. I have one thing to add there, because some people might be thinking this. We are focusing also on email integrations, and then here we are talking about email being spam and having low open rates or click rates. But here you have to also make the difference between an email coming from someone or to someone who you had a conversation with prior, and who actually gave you his email and give you consent. Then you will also see a very high open rate, also click rate on that email if it's coming from your business. This is also why we called it first messenger-based multi-channel marketing, because you are starting with this engagement first. You're getting to get in touch with your subscriber. You're getting to know a subscriber. There is a trust that is being made between you as a business and your subscriber. So if you hit that person back in other channels, when you started with Messenger, you have much more chances for your email to be opened and your email to be actually clicked than if that email was sent without having a prior conversation from Messenger.
Yeah, exactly. So the touch point is already there. The know, like, and trust factor is already there. And the moment you hit them from different channels, that actually increases that trust factor as well. And it actually allows you to do way more and deeper things on a deeper level with that customer. So it's actually a very good point. You brought that when you brought that up, Fuzzy. I highlighted that little thing for you. I'm actually quite addicted to actually drawing.
I can see you're enjoying it.
So yeah, that's it. I think we went through a lot of stuff, and there's actually a ton of more stuff we could say about this, and we will in next lives. But right now, guys, I hope this last couple of closing thoughts actually make sense, so that you don't have to panic anymore, like we had on this slide right here. This shouldn't be the case anymore. Like changes, so let's panic. No, it's actually and I hope I just can't stress this enough, guys. It's really a good thing that's happening for marketing in general and for this entire platform. It's going to help you stand out more. It's going to get rid of the bad apples, and it's going to increase your conversions and sales all over the place. Because I really think that I really believe that that's going to happen. Nice. Guys, I really think that's going to be the case. It will boost the quality of the overall platform again. And if we just wonder about what they are going to do with the other platforms they actually own, Facebook that is, like WhatsApp and Instagram, I cannot imagine what the possibilities are going to be if those things are going to be governed by the same policies as well, which is very, very good. It's going to be very, very, very great.
Indeed. So we forgot one thing, which is the roadmap, which is the last thing that we're going to mention before the questions and answers. Yeah.
Sure. You want to write the roadmap?
So because of the sudden changes coming from Facebook, we actually wrote our roadmap before Facebook made these changes, and because of that, we are working on a new roadmap that will tackle these new things and the things that we have been working in this quarter. So expect this quarter's roadmap to be changed with the sudden changes that are coming from these policy changes. And you will also expect a roadmap for the next quarters for the coming years. So that was a small mention about the roadmap. Of course, you can always see our roadmap from clevermessenger.com/roadmap. As you can see all the things that we're working on and that we're planning to do.
Yeah. So again, just to summarize it, Fauzi explained it very well. Things on the roadmap right now are subject to change because all of these things we have just been talking about and during this live need to be implemented first, and you guys need to be educated on these changes first before we implement all those other cool features, because these are pressing matters and those need to be taken in account first before we actually develop those other things.
Yeah.
So I guess is there a way for me to actually get rid of this? Yeah.
There is the erase tool.
There
you go.
Cool. Cool so far. Guys, I think it's now time for
questions and answers, obviously.
Hopefully.
It will be weird if you don't have answers for some questions.
Yeah, cool.
So let's check out the live.
Well, we always have Jerry about that Cartwright integration, so I'm gonna just put that in,
so
that we don't forget. But let's first take on some other questions first. And Michael is saying even the Wowing integration is super easy. Yeah, it is super easy. Thanks for mentioning that. Yeah, super integration.
It's a very nice integration. Gives you also that it increases that sense of trust.
Exactly.
Since you see personalized videos and audios. So good job from you guys on Wowing, and we're very happy to have it integrated with Clever Messenger.
Doc is saying, yep, another way to touch them, but calls and emails aren't retargeting is the real conversion method. Yep, that's exactly right. A multi-touch experience, just get to them as many as many times as you can. That's definitely what's up, Doc. We are going to provide you with those tools to actually